Prepared for everyday consumption or special celebration. The simple yet flavorful lechon manok has been a Filipino staple. But by bringing tastier options to the table,
Perfect.
one man gained market leadership in the roasted chicken industry and secured a spot in the palate and hearts of every hungry Filipino. In this episode, business titan Ronald Mascariñas welcomes us in his lovely home to share his essential ingredients for success.
Tony Mike.
Ronald,
Hi.
how are you? Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for having us here.
Special of the house.
Wow,
Nothing
of course.
but chicken.
Nothing but chicken. Inutom tuloy ako. I'm getting hungry just looking at the meal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
Please
Thank
take
you.
a seat. I'm the expert assistant. The one who really prepares food for the house is my daughter. She actually prepared this dish with my expert assistance.
When you say expert assistance, I would assume that you will be giving her tips on how to prepare the best chicken dish.
Actually, the very basic that everybody should know, because a lot of people buy frozen chicken, or even if it's fresh chicken, you put it on the freezer. They take out the chicken from the freezer, and then in a matter of 1-2 hours, they will cook it. Doing that, it makes the chicken dry. So the best way to prepare the chicken, if you're going to have chicken for the following day, the night before, you take it out from the freezer, put it in the refrigerator or chiller, and let it thaw slowly.
Well, I guess as they say, the best test is in the eating.
Yes.
So, can we try this?
Yes, of course.
Ronald, this is really good. Soft.
Actually, it's not that good.
Really?
Super good.
I'll take this opportunity to ask you, so how do you start your day?
It actually starts at night. I don't sleep, but there are pending, let's say, work-related concerns. Even if I need to sleep 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't sleep if there is something for decision. So I open my mails, I answer everything, so that the following day is really a new day for me. I don't want really going back to concerns of the previous day. I normally wake up 6 o'clock. I take a walk for about 30 minutes. Then I have breakfast with the kids and my wife.
That's good, because one of the complaints of certain people who are quite busy with their work is that they don't even have the time to spend breakfast together.
That's the beauty of the internet now, strong internet connection.
I would assume that when you're still in your car, somehow you still get to do a lot of work in there.
No, nothing at all. I drive my own car.
Oh,
I don't have a
okay.
driver. The driving time, 1 hour driving time, is actually my alone time. Really my time for reflection, because I'm alone. Going to the office and going back home.
I don't hear that often, that driving, especially in Metro Manila, can actually be very relaxing. That's a good thing. It actually, the time that you meditate, you reflect, and you actually think about new things that you can perhaps do to the company.
Yes.
Moving forward, how does your day go? What is a typical day for you?
A typical day for me is really less stressful. Our annual planning is very detailed. And then I meet with my management team once a month. We agree on the alignment or how do we pursue the strategies agreed for the year. For me, let's say emails that comes
Yes.
in for my decision,
Yes.
I only have three comments always. Either I say okay, no, or see me.
And see me can be good or bad.
Yes, that's the dreaded answer.
The initial feedback that I got is that you are like a father to them. Can perhaps you share your management style?
It's a big contrast. People see me as a very compassionate leader. At the same time, they fear me like a military general because I'm really very demanding as far as discipline is concerned. For example, reports. There are weekly reports that is due, let's say Tuesday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If you submit your report, 5:01, HR will issue a disciplinary action.
Wow. 1 minute delay. No
Even
delay,
1 second,
yeah.
because the emails has a timestamp. But I balance it with being compassionate. For example, let's say health insurance. Our employees are covered by health insurance, medical insurance, but not their dependents. Unfortunately, rank and file employees cannot afford that. And they're the ones who really need it. Somebody in the family dies, somebody in the family gets sick, and I don't want people running to loan sharks. So what we do, we give generous incentives to everybody, from the clerk, the utility man, all the way up are incentivized. So what we
Yes.
do, we deduct 10% of all incentives due and put it in what we call our Sagip Fund. Even, let's say, at the height of the typhoon in Tacloban,
Yolanda?
Yolanda.
Yeah. Yes.
all our employees lost their houses. It's not a subsidy. We paid for 100% of what was lost to rebuild their houses.
I wanted to touch about your iconic look. You have been known to be wearing suspenders now. Could you tell us why?
Marketing, they say differentiation is important.
Correct.
For people to recall,
Yes.
to stand out, I wear suspenders to have my own personality.
Yes. So you make it a point, I assume, to get 1 or 2 new pairs of suspenders as part of your collection.
My youngest sister is based in the US, so that's where I get my supply.
Yeah.
Every time she visits me, she brings me a fresh stock of
Stop.
suspenders.
Yes, yes. You mentioned how your day starts and what you do throughout the day, which is really a work-life balance, as you mentioned. So, how do you end your day?
I end my day with my wife, 100% of the time. For me, I cannot sleep. I haven't talked to my wife. We go to our porch and talk about how each of our day went.
Would you say to a certain extent that the car brought you some luck?
Yes. Salamat, Snow White. We did it.
Oh, look at it. Very nice collection of cars. Yes.
Kaya ando na sa kabilang bahay yung kwan.
Yung iba.
This is Snow White. My car when I started Bounty Agro Ventures.
So it has so many stories to tell.
Ito yung gamit ko going to Ilocos, Isabela, Bicol, Pangasinan, all over. Convincing business partners to join us.
Would you say to a certain extent that the car, aside from safely bringing you to those destinations, it also brought you some luck?
Yes. Pag successful yung negotiation, salamat Snow White. We did it. We did it.
What is the story of this car and what is this car's name?
Si Brownie.
Brownie. Okay.
This is the car that built Chooks to Go. Start up to market leadership, si Brownie ang kasama ko.
Etong dalawa naman na to,
Ito na yung reward ng trabaho ni Brownie.
Oh, ito
Saka
na
ni Whitey.
reward ang trabaho ni Brownie sa ni Whitey. Produce these two beautiful cars.
Ang mga pangalan yan, sikreto pa.
Sikreto pa. Wala pa silang, they have not yet contributed much
Wala pa.
yet.
Kwanto?
They're still in the process.
Kuwan yan eh. Mga spoiled sila.
Mga small.
They're
Okay.
enjoy the hard work of Whitey and Brownie. May kuwan lang to, may magnet.
May magnet.
Kaya mahirap siya sa traffic.
Oh,
May magnet to dito eh.
what do you mean?
Pag nagda-drive ka, pag naka-miniskirt, nagmamagnet kaya.
To find out if this is really a magnet, maybe we should take this one for a spin.
Sure.
We know you are an avid supporter of Philippine sports. Can you tell us why?
We have this mission in Manok ng Bayan.
Manok ng Bayan.
The mission of Manok ng Bayan is really to bring our elite athletes to the Olympics. In the Philippine context, sports is really all about basketball. That's the single most important or most popular sport in the country.
Yes.
For Chooks to Go, we don't look at the Gilas basketball team as just a basketball team. No, we look at Gilas as a source of inspiration for our countrymen. No, a lot of our countrymen are really poor. No, they struggle every day.
Yes.
And we want to keep that hope, that little hope, no, burning among our countrymen. They can one day overcome yung poverty nila. Whatever they aspire for, they can get it eventually. And Gilas represents that hope and inspiration. Kasi every time Gilas plays against other countries, you will see Filipinos praying, hoping that
Yes.
the Philippine team will win. This is an opportunity to instill the spirit of nationalism among our countrymen.
When was your participation or your involvement in Gilas Pilipinas start?
It's not really long. We started January of 2017. So
Oh,
we're just
okay.
1.5 years, but it seems a very long time already. We've been involved in Batang Gilas, the Gilas
Yes.
Cadets,
Yes.
and the elite basketball team.
Well, let's do hope that other companies will follow and bring out their support, because at the end of the day, it's really a question of the support that we can give to our national team.
I really hope so. But we will continue to talk with the other stakeholders until we achieve our objective of forming a competitive national team. Because this is what the country is longing for a long time, to regain basketball supremacy in Asia.
Well, that was an experience. I mean,
You rode with an expert driver.
I can sense, you know. A lot of people perhaps do not know that you are very successful now, but this was not an overnight success.
We started ang recollection ko when my father died. I was 8 years old. That very sad moment in my life really was the source of inspiration. My mother was a school teacher, and there were 5 of us of school age. My mother has a full-time job as a teacher. She also teaches in 2 other schools. And when we get home, we have other extra businesses to do. We were retailing rice, we were making sandwiches, and sometimes we print t-shirts. No?
So even at a young age, you were already exposed to the entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah, in that sense.
Yes.
I think that really helped.
Yes. You started your schooling in Mindanao, am I correct?
Yes.
And you proceeded to the University of the Philippines in Los Baños. Can you tell us about your experience there?
My first year in UP Los Baños was really, really hard. I think the preparation, my high school preparation was not good enough for UP. On my second year onward, was able to adjust. It opened an opportunity for me to work as a student assistant. The professors I worked with, I think I impressed them that I was the only one endorsed to Ayala Corporation.
Oh. Wow.
when they opened the poultry business of Pure Foods. Among all the graduates of that batch, I was the only one endorsed.
Could you briefly at least share with us your experience in Pure Foods and how was it? What did you learn? The challenges that you faced when you were then with Pure Foods?
First is it was a good opportunity for me to learn from the Ayala executives. I came in as assistant manager immediately. It afforded me the chance to interact directly with the executives. So early on, I was able to imbibe the way they think, the decision-making process. But my biggest struggle really is, it was not taught in school. How do you handle people? That was my biggest problem. It took me years. No? There was a training conducted by the training group of Ayala Corporation. They call it interaction management. To this day, I still really owe a lot from the training. There is a way to come up with an agreement, with resolve from both parties that we will make this correction.
So from assistant manager up to the time you became...
When I left Pure Foods, I was senior vice president, heading 3 businesses.
What was the most important takeaway that you found very useful in this business that you have now?
There is one executive of Pure Foods, one of my favorite mentors. His guideline in running the business is just be fair. Up to now, that's my guiding principle, even among my executives, among our managers, especially in the business model that we built for Bounty Agro. We need billions and billions of pesos investments in hard assets. It's business partners who make those investments. So for us to attract investors, we must maintain that credibility. We shouldn't be making more money that we do not deserve.
Well said.
The most important is to really guard the reputation like a glass.
After Pure Foods, where did you go?
I started from scratch Bounty Agro Ventures, this new company. Bounty Agro was really started by employees from Pure Foods who lost their jobs.
I guess you could say that there was some sort of a crisis because of the takeover and some people had to be let go. And then you turn this crisis into an opportunity.
When these managers and executives who also have very good reputation in the industry joined forces with me, then practically we had a nationwide network of distributors, dealers, contract growing farmers, etc. I owe a lot to these people.
How long has the company been in existence since then?
We're now running on our 17th year.
17th year.
And we're happy with what we've done the last 17 years.
How big are you now?
This is now a 16 billion peso company. We're the second largest poultry integrator in the country. And we're able to create a niche in the roasted chicken business. Our flagship brand, Chooks to Go alone, is bigger than the number 2 to number 10 combined.
Wow! How did you overtake all of them? I mean, literally all of them.
Chooks to Go became number 2 in 2 years. And really mainly because of basic marketing rule.
Which is?
Which is be different.
Okay, how different is Chooks to Go? Yeah, that's another thing. Chicken is chicken, right? I mean, inihaw na manok, lechong manok, grilled chicken. Basically, they're almost the same, at least that's how I understand it in terms of preparation. So what makes your chicken different from the other chickens? Especially, let's start with that product that's very famous now and it's number 1, Chooks to Go, which by the way, I also like personally.
Thank you. To start with, if we conducted, let's say, a market research before launching Chooks to Go, we would not have come up with that kind of positioning.
Okay.
Because market research will tell us that Filipinos would never buy oven-roasted chicken. Overwhelming preference is charcoal grilled.
Inihaw.
Inihaw. And then it has to come with a certain kind of sauce.
Oh, because
Either soy
Filipinos,
vinegar,
yeah, and Asians are saucy.
yes, or liver sauce.
Okay.
We deliberately tried to figure out how do we make our chicken different. Number one, it doesn't come with sauce. We always claim our chicken is delicious even without sauce, and it's the only one in the market that is sold without sauce. Secondly, we went against the grain. Everybody is roasting chicken on open fire with charcoal. Ours, we use an electric oven.
Despite the success of a quote-unquote sauceless chicken, which is Chooks to Go, masarap kahit walang sauce, no? You also knew that still the Filipinos would somehow want sauce in their chicken. So you decided to introduce into the market a chicken product, but this time with sauce, am I right?
Yes. In 2013, we launched Uling Roasters to address the bigger market. There is still a bigger market the preference really is charcoal grilled chicken. So we're losing out on that kind of market. For 2 years in the market already, we are convinced that it's a very good product. Personally, I think it's superior to Chooks to Go.
Oh.
But it's not selling as much. So I think in 2015, again, to be different, we put a tagline, hindi masyado masarap, pero pwede na. Now in English, this is not so delicious, but it's okay. From a marketing perspective, nobody will ever do that because people will think that you're selling the product and you do not even believe that your product is
yeah.
We're fed up. There is no way to differentiate already because it's a crowded market for charcoal grilled chicken. It went viral on social media. The networks covered us because it was, for them, it looks funny, it's ridiculous.
Unique.
But sales went up 40% just because of the tagline. In 2 weeks' time, the entire marketing group agreed, okay, we'll put the tagline in all our Uling Roaster stores.
Yours must be already a case study and a lot of this marketing classes being taught in the different universities.
In fact, the Public Relations Society of the Philippines gave us a gold award for that. Realizing that there's still a big population in the Philippines, a big market that would always want sauce that will come with the chicken. We came up with a third brand. We call it Real. The sauce is unique. The base is honey. Then we pour some chili sauce and then we top it with crunchy garlic. I think this is really a potential market leader in the Philippines. This is the brand that can potentially beat Chooks to Go in the market leadership position. So in the coming years, this will be, I think, the most promising brand for us.
And this is the one with the sauce.
Yes. So with Chooks to Go, Uling Roasters and Real, this is really poised to dominate the roasted chicken market.
Let the market decide.
Yes.
Let them compete among themselves.
Yes, exactly. Actually, we're not stopping. We have 4 other brands in the market that's on pilot stage. We have pork line already. We even have ice cream. We have French fries.
But all of these are to go.
Yes.
You don't have any plans of an in-dining type of setup.
We're trying to learn that business, but right now we don't have the management expertise. But we do have 1 store that we're trying to learn.
Now, Ronald, what is the future as we move forward?
My dream really is for all employees of BAVI to have their own house and to have the means to provide a good education for their children. And the best way for us to do that is really to train them. That is why our investments in training is on the average equivalent to 3 months' salary of our employees. In fact, we engage a consultant from the UK for us to imbibe what's the best companies in the world doing in terms of people management practices.
Yeah.
So we're making that investment. We call it the Investors in People program. In fact, we've been nominated twice as finalists in the People Management Awards in London. We've never won the award, but it's an honor for us to be nominated.
What can be the advice that you can give to all those budding and young entrepreneurs out there from your experience, from where you came from and where you are now?
There's a lot of temptation to do shortcuts for success, but I don't think doing shortcut will be sustainable. The most important thing that any entrepreneur or any employee to have a long-term
Yes.
successful career is to really guard the reputation like a glass. Since my childhood, my mother will always tell us, take care of reputation, of your reputation like a glass. Because a glass that is broken will never be mended.
Well said. Well said. Speaking of glass, since we have a glass of wine in front of us, and this is definitely very good wine. I can clearly sense that you have a good taste when it comes to wine. This Chateauneuf du Pape is definitely very good, and it's a very good year. Cheers.
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 Turn it back.
Thank you.